So you're Asian, obviously. Um, and in a recent TikTok post, you chose an Asian actress as the person you envisioned for Claire, yet her name is Claire O'Keefe. Most of her friends,
Mhm.
however, have Asian last names. So it's signifying to the reader that these people are Asian. But Claire doesn't have that. So there is a scene where she says, I'm half Korean, but the name is not a signifier. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about that decision. And then while we're on the topic, tell me a little bit about, does being Asian influence the characters that you write, the stories that you write?
Yes. So that's a great question. And I debated whether giving my Asian character full Asian ancestry. And I chose to do a mixed race because I am married to a white man and our children are mixed race. So I thought it would be nice to have that in common. And then my maiden name is Kung, but my married name is Quayle. And I was still in the military when we got married. It was kind of interesting when I switched name tags to Quail and I would talk to people on the phone. They didn't notice that or they didn't realize I was Asian right off the bat until
Right.
they met me. And then I'd get like the weirdest things like, oh, your English is excellent. And
Oh,
even though
God.
it says US Navy, they couldn't get past my name, my face. And to me, that just kind of struck me as odd because I grew up in Seattle, Washington. And so I was surrounded by other Asians who spoke English really well. So it was just kind of weird. But, living here in Arkansas, I think I kind of understand where people are coming from because there aren't a whole lot of Asians here. So, and the Asians that they meet tend to come a little bit later in their life. So they do have an accent. So they haven't really met too many Asians that have lived here almost all their lives. And
Hmm.
so having a non-Asian last name and but being fully Asian as far as facial features goes, it's kind of an interesting kind of view to see people talk to me and they kind of have to reconcile with the fact that I'm Asian, but yet I teach English as a second language, and I'm the teacher, not the student of the
Right.
class.
And part of the reason I asked this question, because I think is very interesting, is that even in my own writing and talking to readers, I realize that readers generally see characters the same race that they are unless they're told that it's not. And writers, I think, write unless we choose. And I chose in Death of a Travel Advisor to have some differences, and I'm doing that even more in my second book. But generally, we write in the races that we are. Like it's so it was, it's interesting. I had not realized, even though it had said I'm half Korean, like, it didn't somehow register, and then when you put the Instagram post with the actress, I was like, "Oh," so just a very interesting psychological thing about readers and writers, so, yeah.
Absolutely. And, I don't like to put a whole lot of pictures of myself, but then when I first started writing, I made a conscious decision to put pictures of myself just so people would understand with my last name, I am Asian. And I don't try to harp on it too much, but at the same time, like you mentioned, you don't think twice about it until, it's just right there, like, "Oh, okay." So, I don't know how that's been received in the cozy mystery genre. I know there are a few other, Asian authors like Vivian Chen and Jennifer J. Chow, but obviously they have a Asian last name, so it may not, I don't wanna say the word trick, but mislead
Right.
mislead
Or just be
readers to
surprising.
exactly. But with the last name Quayle, I thought, "Oh gosh, I better be more out there as far as my ethnicity," just because like you mentioned, if they think that I am white, but I'm writing from a mixed race, would
Right,
they think that I'm trying to take over a character that I really don't know anything about?
right.
So I just wanted to be a little bit more forthright about that.